Welcome to the October edition of CityBiz. Yes, it's October. Halloween, though, is a number of weeks away. So I'm going to remove my little mask, but I thought it would be fun to wear it. My name is Melinda Arndt. I'm your host here with CityBiz. Here's Councilman Michael Halley. We are going to catch you up on the latest happenings of the City Council. We are sitting outside in front of the Arts and Convention Center, and across the street, the crew is completing the tuck pointing work on the courthouse. So we do have some ambient tuck pointing noise. It's kind of a fascinating process. They spray out all the old sand, all the old grout, anything loose, and then they redo it. I believe that's what tuck pointing is. So that is coming right along. And we are sitting at a freshly sandblasted table and chairs, part of a set that the Arts and Convention Center has acquired and which Schaus Voorhees Company has graciously done the sandblasting gratis. So then they will be painted, and these table and chairs will be available for use by people coming to the Arts and Convention Center. A little more outdoor seating space. Especially in these sunny days, it's nice to know. I've talked long enough. Why don't we start with this rundown here? Michael's given me a list. Downtown electric vehicle charging stations are being talked about.
I just talked about, we actually won 2 grants.
All right.
That I submitted earlier this year. The Department of Transportation was administrating the grants. They're paid for, somewhat ironically, by Volkswagen, who lied about their emissions blatantly and are punished by fines, and the fines all have to go to zero emission vehicle projects. So electric vehicle charging stations for communities like ours are 90% funded by the grant.
Cool.
Initially, we put in for 2 grants at 2 different locations downtown. After we won them, we checked that one location really wasn't ideal. So we made an amendment and we got rid of the non-ideal location, and instead of doing a single port charger, which you can only charge 1 vehicle at a time, we're doing a dual port at 1 location. So half the work, half the administrative work, and we still get 2 spots where people can charge an electric vehicle. Now, the electricity is not free. It's got to be paid for. So we can set the rate at something very nominal just to cover our costs. But it's a way to incentivize people with electric vehicles to park in your downtown while they charge. And this is not a supercharger, so it's not going to be a fast charge. So it might take them an hour or more to get the charge they need. And in that time, they enjoy all the amenities.
Yeah.
Shop at your businesses.
Have
maybe
lunch.
Come visit the convention center. So we're looking at a spring installation. We've gotten through the end of next year to get them done.
May we ask where? Do we have an exact location yet?
Exact location is the parking lot, the municipal parking lot that is north of the old Orpheum Theater.
Okay.
So it's at the corner of 2nd and Briggs. And I'll have a diagram, a site plan.
But it's actually right behind this building.
Yeah, just over on the other street, across from the fire department.
Okay.
So it's a good spot, nice and easy to see, easy to access. And then one of the requirements of the grant is that you list the charging station on at least 1 charging station app. And that's how a lot of electric vehicle owners know where they can go when they're traveling.
Yeah.
Because at this point, electric vehicle charging stations aren't as common as gas stations. And so that is a concern if someone's traveling a distance, that they have to know where they can stop to charge. We do have other charging stations in town. We have one at Come and Go on Burlington, one at the Hy-Vee gas station on Burlington. There's actually one on MIU campus.
Yes.
So it's not that we don't have them. We just don't have any in a location where people can spend time enjoying our amenities as well. So downtown charging station installation will be next year, but I'll share more as it progresses.
Cool.
We'll show a little mock-up so people know what it looks like.
We'll have this on the agenda again in a couple months. Great. Well, that leads us to the mixed-use zoning update.
Yeah, so we've been working on this one for a while, but really in earnest this year. And the area that we picked for mixed-use zoning is includes the 4th Street near the railroad tracks area, and also the new Breadtopia building, which used to be Harper Brush.
Oh, Oh, they're moving in there?
They've moved in.
Cool.
They're doing a lot of work. I think they're doing some roof repair work. But that building is going to be an example of mixed use. And what mixed use is that current zoning is a property is either a business zoned, or it's a light manufacturing, or it's residential. And what this mixed use is, we allow any of those uses within the same property. So our only current mixed use really is our downtown business district, where you have business on the first floor and residential on the second floor. That is considered mixed use. We just don't call it mixed use. So this is a little different. We're actually adding in light manufacturing, but under very specific guidelines. We're going to remove anything that could be considered noxious odors or loud noises, because those are very incompatible with housing, with residential. So it would allow things like, I don't know, if somebody was doing some sort of food packing or food prep, or some real basic, you could do woodworking, you could do screen printing, you know, something that's still under a light manufacturing. Actually, I think what Breadtopia does is some light manufacturing in terms of they put together the packet of the flour and stuff. That is considered manufacturing, but then that would not be incompatible with other business uses and some residential.
Right, and there is some residential, those three three residence units that are built behind My Lucky Day.
So it really seemed like the great location to do, because it's already mixed use. So we're just changing the code to allow it more easily. And the hope is that we spur some new development in that area.
All right.
Some of those properties are rather blighted, and we hope by easing the restrictions on what people can do in them, you might get some new renovation projects and or interest in people buying the properties who want to do something with them. So that's the hope.
All right, and now I know where Breadtopia is. I never knew where they were before, but now I know where they are now. We also have a new ambulance service, the Care Ambulance.
So as of October 1st, the Jefferson County Ambulance Service Agency, I believe, JCASA, as Paul Gandy likes to call them. Whenever I hear that, I think Mi Casa, Tu Casa, JCASA.
JCASA.
Has a new contract. So we had been with Midwest Ambulance for a number of years. I'm not going to get into it, just not completely happy with the service. And at some point the city considered adding an ambulance service as one of our departments, maybe under or in conjunction with the fire department. Decided not to do that. But this is a little bit of a hybrid model. So we are contracted with Care Ambulance. It's a private ambulance providing company, but at the same time, JCASA owns 2 of the 3 ambulances that they use. And so JCASA is a joint venture between the city, the county, and the hospital. So we're all contributing financially, and all 3 of those organizations have a seat at the table to discuss. You know, we all had to ratify this agreement. So City Council, County Board of Supervisors, and the hospital board. So we're hopeful that we'll get the kind of service we're looking for, and there's always that option in the future of maybe doing a municipal ambulance. Since it's a county-wide service, in some ways you might think that it may be more logical that the county would take it rather than the city, but it's always there as an option in the future, because like we said, 2 of those 3 ambulances are owned by the local entities. So for now, we'll see. Care Ambulance has a place where they keep their ambulances and where their staff sleep, that they purchased out at the new industrial park. It's out by the DOT building and the Shell building. It's 228. I might be getting that wrong, but south of town. So we're excited to have them.
And it sounds like from this, if in future the county or this coalition decides to actually be the sole owners rather than that, there will be some experience. You know, the toe is in the water now with having to. There's some investment of attention.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's my list. I need my list.
I remember it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, actually, we're coming near the end of the list here. You may have noticed if you drive downtown that a new right turn lane has been painted on the pavement at 2nd and Burlington.
I'm going to say this in the nicest possible way. So Highway 1 in town is the Department of Transportation's highway.
Yes.
So when the city wants to do anything, we can't do it without the DOT giving permission or the DOT doing the work themselves. So the city has wanted a right turn lane there for a number of years. And I'll just say the stars aligned. It was kind of miraculous how quickly the DOT said yes and then actually did the spraying and put up the sign. That was probably the fastest turnaround in my 11 years at the city that I've seen ever from the DOT. So I'm going to say great job, DOT. We're really happy that it's done, and hope that in future projects that things go as smoothly and quickly as that. But it needed to happen because people were creating their own right turn lane, which technically was illegal, and I don't know if the police were really enforcing it, but it just makes
it was a hazard to pedestrians, too.
It makes all kinds of sense, yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's striped. If you're turning right, you go in the right turn lane. If you're going straight or to the left, you stay on the other. And it's done. I was so fast, I couldn't believe it. So great job to the DOT. We thank you.
Yeah, so now you can make that turn legally. And the tuck pointing people have ceased for the moment, but we still do have some traffic down here. So
speaking of traffic,
hope you're enjoying the ambience. Yes.
Yeah.
We have another traffic.
Well, our great Jason Strong filmed, and I'm sure he's got it somewhere in editing mode. He's extremely busy right now with all the candidate forums and other filming, but there is a video coming of how to use the pedestrian crossings at Burlington and 9th. So that was another grant that I worked on with our city engineer Melanie Carlson to get those pedestrian upgrades. So they're new, push buttons, the pedestrian lights count down, so it shows you how many seconds you have to get across. And we changed the configuration of the crosswalks to make it safer. So it's a great upgrade. And we did a little video just showing, push, wait, when the sign tells you to go, and it shows how it counts down. And it's kind of self-explanatory, but it never hurts to show people, and also just to highlight that this upgrade happened. And at some point, we'll get all our pedestrian crossings looking like that, including the one over on Highway 1 again. We're asking the DOT to do something to make it a little safer crossing Burlington at the intersection of Burlington and Main. We had a little accident. Luckily, no big injuries, but anyone who crosses there knows it's a little scary. So I'd say any citizen who's interested, call the DOT office and ask them to please reconfigure the light, maybe give people more time. There's also another remedy that the DOT uses where a pedestrian pushes the button and the traffic is all red. Instead of one lane turning green as soon as the other's red, there's a pause, excuse me, where it's all red, and that gives the pedestrians a head start. So they can get across or almost all the way across before traffic.
That sounds
go. So that's a
good one to request.
Yeah,
that sounds
and
like
I learned about that at a DOT conference. So the city may formally ask for some upgrades there at some point, but it doesn't hurt if citizens also want to ask.
All right.
Upgrades.
Thank you. These are all good safety issues, and I think trick-or-treating will happen, so that's another time to be safe, look out for people, kids, parents walking around on Halloween.
That's right.
And along with that theme, we have a Scarecrow trail in the forming. I hope if you have some interest, you are busy making a Scarecrow, and they let the Fairfield Visitors and Convention Bureau, Terry Baker, who's in charge of that?
Yeah, she just asked if they could put some scarecrows up on Central Park. The council said, let's do it.
Yeah.
You might also see some in front of businesses downtown, but just another fun, easy little idea that gets people out and about, enjoying some creativity.
Yeah.
There was a Tiger King Scarecrow who made a visit to City Hall.
Oh.
And that was interesting, and as an idea.
As an idea.
Whatever. The possibilities are endless. You could do a Melinda Art Scarecrow.
Or a Michael Halley or a Jason Strong.
Do one of yourself. So,
There you go. Selfies are big. Why not make a selfie Scarecrow?
Sky's the limit. That's right.
Could even make a Scarecrow doing a selfie.
I like that. There you go.
With that, before they start tuck pointing again, we are over and out for October. Have a fun and safe Halloween if you celebrate that, and we will see you back after the election.
That's right.
Or we might film on, no, it'll have to be in the first week of November.
Yeah, it'll probably be after Election Day.
So
don't forget to vote. It's important.
yes.
You can vote early now at the courthouse.
Yep.
You just request an absentee ballot and fill it out there, but you can only do that if you haven't requested an absentee ballot by mail. So if you requested by mail, then you're locked in to voting that way.
But you can fill it out when you receive it and bring it in and deliver it to the auditor's office.
Yep.
All right. Timely reminders, and have a fun and safe October. Over and out. See you next month.